Right. Hi, guys. Yeah, I'm Gert-Jan Spriensma from Distimo. We are a Dutch company, hence the difficult name. I don't know if you know Distimo. We are kind of a different company here, or presentation here, I think, because when I saw the agenda, it was kind of a techie presentations all around, and this is more of a market insight application, the Appstore opportunity. So just first a little bit about Distimo, what we do. We collect factual and timely market data. So that means that we get all the rankings information, the reviews, pricing information, etc. of all the applications in all the major app stores on a daily basis. And we put it all in a database. On the other hand, we provide for the developers an easy way to connect to the iTunes Connect or the Google Dev Console. We get all the data in our database, and then we have a nice dashboard where all the data is presented. So you can easily see if you're doing good in China or in the US, in the various app stores. And we apply all the same metrics to the different app stores. So instead of all the different formats, you have just one dashboard. I will show you maybe at the end in demo, but I think I only have 20 minutes, so I'm not sure if I will come there. Yeah, so these are all the app stores that we support. So, for example, Windows Phone 7 and Nokia Ovi Store, Google, of course, iOS, etc. And we also support some of the major ad networks like Smato and InMobi. We're based in Utrecht, which is close to Amsterdam. So this is an example of our dashboard solution. You see all the important metrics for developers are available. And these are all the app stores and ad networks we support currently. And we are, for example, planning to support Windows 8 soon as well. All right, so the presentation, the App Store opportunity. Because I'm not sure if everybody here already develops apps or is planning to develop apps, but I'm sure you all read in the news about how big the App Store opportunity could be. And recently there was a market research by, I think, Gartner or etc., something like that, saying that 10 billion, it's already a 10 billion market, and it's growing by 100% a year. So that's quite an opportunity. Yeah, and a nice example I always show is the amount of Nintendo DS's that are sold worldwide. It's about 200 million. And the number of copies sold or downloaded, I don't think it's sold, but downloaded from Angry Birds. And it's about 3 times as much or 4 times as much. So the opportunity for an app is really, really large, much larger than it was about 4 years ago. Yeah, I know PhoneGap might be not the best thing to develop games. Maybe it's becoming better for games. But the majority of the applications in the app stores and the majority of the downloads in the app store are from games. And especially if you look to paid games or if you look at revenue. I think 75%, that's US figure, of the revenue derives from games. So there's only 25 left for all the other applications. But on the other hand, it's really difficult to be successful as a game. As I said, there are a lot of games available, and I'm asked a lot. So what would you recommend to develop an app for, or what would you do if you develop an app? And I don't know. If you want to have you shoot for the stars, you have to. You can develop a game. It's most likely to be a really good, big success. But if you want a steady income stream, you can consider to develop, for example, business applications or finance applications that have not a large uptake, but yeah, there are still lots of downloads to generate and revenue to make. Yeah, actually, one of the main reasons of the success of certain applications is the ranking effect. What most of the rankings in the app stores are, of the majority of the rankings is based on the downloads. Actually, solely based on downloads. And well, the first logo is from AOL. It took AOL about 9 years to come to 1 million downloads. Or users, sorry, not downloads, really download. Facebook took only 9 months. But Draw Something, which is the last icon, it took only 9 days to reach 1 million downloads. And that's not only for Draw Something, but I will show you shortly that it is possible for a lot of applications. And it's due to the fact that the number 1 application is, for example, already doing 1.5 times as much as the number 2 application in general. And the number 10 application is doing 3 times as much as the number 50 application. So yeah, the winners, it's a little bit of like a winner takes it all market. But on the other hand, it is really difficult to remain in the top. This is a US figure, and 44 applications have been seen in August in the top 10. That means that on average, an application has been in the top 10 for only 8 days. Well, in the Apple App Store for iPhone, for example, in US, you can have, if you are in the top 5, you have about 100,000 downloads a day. If you are among the top 5 applications paid, you have 10,000 downloads a day. That's also true if you combine the 5 largest European markets. So in those 8 days, you can generate about 1 million downloads. But yeah, you really there are a lot of competition there, and you need to keep the marketing up if you fall down, because, as I said, the ranking algorithm is, the rankings you have significantly less downloads if you fall out of the top 10, fall out of the top 50, or even fall out of the top 100. And I think there, in the Apple App Store for iPhone, if you, out of the top 10,000 applications, well, you have 1 or 2 downloads, I think. So, and that's for free. And yeah, the retention rate is not so good either, but we don't have really figures about that. But still something to consider, that the retention is not really good. Yeah, so if you finally get the app in the market, you're obviously interested in how can I make money out of my application. And well, what I want to show here is that paid might not be the way to go anymore, especially in some markets. Well, if you are a developer and developing specifically for Switzerland, it might be a good idea. The ratio is 1 to, what was it, 7.3. So for every paid download, there were about 7 to 8 free downloads. In Austria, it's 1 to 9.5. In the US and the UK, it's 1 to 15. So yeah, that's I think an average is somewhere between 1 to 15 and 1 to 20 in the world. But if you go, for example, to China or to India, Saudi Arabia, you have much lower ratios. And especially, this is for iPhone, but if you go to Android, it's in the US already 1 to 80. If you go to China, it might be 1 to 1,000 or something like that. So free is, I think, more and more the way to go, and especially since in-app purchases are gaining the most revenues nowadays. Let me see. Yeah, so 95% of the iPad revenue derives from free applications with in-app purchases, and another, I don't know, 23% is from paid applications with in-app purchases, and that means that a part of the revenue derives from in-app purchases, but another part still derives from one-off fees. But yeah, I think it's pretty clear from this picture, it's across all the 3 stores that currently support in-app purchases, that in-app purchases are at the moment the way to go. Or, of course, advertising, but we don't have actual market data about ad revenue, so we cannot show you information about that. Yeah, it will come to Amazon App Store, or it is already available in Amazon App Store, and it will come to Windows Phone 7 Marketplace. And yeah, for games, but I think for many applications, a very good way to adopt in-app purchases by having a virtual currency, because it allows you to make certain packages of currencies, sell cheap items in your app, and yeah. But what we currently see is that in almost all apps, the most popular in-app purchases in all apps is the cheapest one, so probably the 99 cents package. But the number 2 is most of the times one of the highest price. So we see a lot of 100 packages being the second most popular. And I think people first try the cheapest package, try to play the game or use the app, and then decide, okay, I want to play this for a longer time, and buy the expensive package. Yeah, so what we have seen in the past year is previously it was mainly US focused, maybe some European countries like UK, Germany, Canada, but more and more other countries are driving the worldwide download volumes. For example, China, which is not kind of a surprise, but also other countries. For example, Japan is a really good country to focus on because the revenues are really high over there, and the downloads are good as well. But also other countries like Mexico, Turkey, I think Brazil is a good one. Russia is certainly a good one. Those are countries on the rise, and if you look to the regions, so I think North America, South America, Europe, and Asia with Australia, I think the largest region at the moment is Asia, and I think the smallest region at the moment is North America, although the US is definitely the single largest market. So, but there's one downside with all those countries, because you really have to localize your application. We have seen, especially if you want to sell something in your app or sell your app, that you need to have a local language package in the app. And I yesterday talked to someone from Adobe, and they told me they have some kind of a package that you can use in your app to, without any hassle, implement this before you expanding to other countries. But you already have the localization package in your app, and if you expand to other countries, you can easily add language packages for each country. It was a team from Romania, I think. It was cool. They're doing cool stuff. Yeah, so in China, about 60% of the most popular applications have a Chinese localization, are localized in China, so I have a Chinese translation in the app. And Japan is even more worse. So, right. So a little bit about the store sizes. It was previously, I think you would go for Android, Google Play, Android Market, or iPhone. But I think certainly from a monetization perspective, you could consider going for Amazon Appstore as well, because the paid ratios and the amount of people having connected their credit card to their account is much higher in the Amazon App Store, and now they expanded to 5 European countries as well. So I think it might be a good thing to also publish or only publish in the Amazon App Store. Well, the volume, so 400K in the US only. Free downloads a day, which is not that bad. And yeah, we have calculated one time for applications that were both available in the Amazon App Store and Google Play, and there were 42 of those applications, of those 110 applications, that already earned more money in the Amazon App Store, although the volumes in the Amazon App Store are much lower. So it was kind of a surprise that the monetization is much better. And after the launch of the Kindle Fire, which will launch in Europe, I think in a few weeks, I'm not sure, but we saw a 14-fold increase in downloads. So the majority of the downloads in the Amazon App Store are tablets. Are for tablets. So if you're developing tablet apps, specific apps, then the Amazon App Store is definitely a way to go. All right, so we have calculated the amount of unique applications in the App Store. So at the moment there are 7,000 iOS applications. There are 600,000 Google applications. There are another 100,000 Windows Phone applications. But of course there's an overlap between the number of the applications in the iOS and the Google Play Store, because Facebook is available on all platforms. So we have calculated about 1.4 unique applications are available, which are a lot of competitors if you decide to add an app in the market. And that's why we, and that is something really new. We launched it, I think, 1 week ago. And that's a competitor. You can buy the downloads of your competitor. So in this case, I did it for Facebook. And you see obviously why Facebook acquired Instagram, because in almost all markets, and especially in the main markets of Facebook, the Instagram did 2 to 3 times more downloads than Facebook. And of course, that's not active users, but it at least gives a trend, shows you a trend. And in some countries, Facebook has local competitors. For example, in Korea, you have the Kakao Talk and Kakao Story app. And in China, you have the QQ and WeChat applications, which are kind of competitors of Facebook. Yeah, so this is really important to have your insight in your own competitive landscape, and that's why we launched a product in Distimo Monitor. That's our tool, and I don't think I can show you a demo, but or maybe I can. I don't know. How much time do I have? -1 minute. Okay, so no worries. Just have a look at our tool. That's monitor.distimo.com. It's free to use. You can add all the main app stores and ad networks, so it gives you immediately insight into your own performance. And if you in the market and expanding, and you want to have more insight in how your competition is doing, then you can buy the downloads and revenues of your competitors, but the rankings of your competitors are always free, so it's really good to use, and thank you.
I think we could even do like a question or two. I don't know if, is Krijn around with the mic? Oh yeah, he's over here, great. Do we have any questions while Patrick gets set up? We're gonna save urine for after lunch. Makes sense. Patrick's going to get set up, but we can do a couple questions if anyone has a question about the App Store opportunity. We do have a question. I like to talk, by the way. It's awesome, man.
Hello, Gert-Jan.
So he can say it.
I'm Edwin Whitlocks. I work at Ordina. We have our own enterprise App Store. Is it also possible to connect our enterprise App Store to your to your monitor software?
Well, at the moment we only support the main app stores, but there's always opportunity to have a discussion about that. It depends if people really want to have that data from your app store. If developers are interested, we are interested to add another app store to our tool.
Okay, thank you.
One more question from a guy inconveniently located in the middle of top.
Yeah, just a quick one. You said 1.4 million apps.
Yeah.
I've got no idea, but I mean, how much percentage-wise are PhoneGap apps, or can you not tell?
Yeah, that's a good question, but we have discussed this before. I think that's impossible because you have to download each individual application to check if it's a PhoneGap app. That will be for us, but I think they have some
I can take this
estimation.
one. Ask Dave Johnson. He may have downloaded the App Store, decompiled it, grepped for the string PhoneGap.
So there's no best guess, no like finger in the air.
Ask Dave Johnson.
Is he here?
He's right there.